What is the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard? Have you ever wondered about the terms cemetery and graveyard? They might seem similar, but they have distinct meanings that reflected their history and use. Let's break it down. A graveyard is typically a burial ground that is located within or directly next to a church. This means it is part of the land owned or managed by a specific church. Because of this connection, graveyards have often been reserved for members of that church or Christian community. On the other hand, a cemetery is a larger burial ground that is not attached to any particular church. Cemeteries are often managed by municipal or private organizations and serve a broader population. This means people of various faiths or even those with no religious affiliation can be buried there. From an anthropological viewpoint, this difference shows how burial practices have changed over time. Graveyards were common in early Christian Europe when the church controlled burial practices. As cities grew and populations increased, graveyards became too small. This led to the development of cemeteries in the 18th century, which were designed to accommodate diverse populations beyond a single religious community. In the context of cultural resource management and historic cemetery preservation, understanding these differences is important. Graveyards often contain burials that are closely tied to specific congregations. They may reflect the religious, social, and familial connections within a community. In contrast, cemeteries can reveal broader demographic patterns and trends in burial customs. Preservation efforts need to consider these distinctions. Graveyards may be protected as part of church property and hold religious significance. Cemeteries, however, might be treated as public or private heritage sites, which come with different legal and cultural considerations. The term graveyard literally means a yard filled with graves, highlighting its smaller, church-associated nature. The word cemetery comes from Greek and Latin roots meaning sleeping place. It originally referred to underground burial sites, but has evolved to mean a designated burial ground that is independent of church control. In summary, a graveyard is a burial ground attached to a church, traditionally for a Christian community. A cemetery is a larger, secular burial ground open to all faiths. This distinction is essential for anthropologists studying burial practices and for cultural resource managers working to preserve these important sites.